Welcome back. In the previous video, we discussed introductory concepts related to software configuration management. In this video, we will discuss software change control and some activities that are related to quality assurance. So we start our discussion with software change control. In fact, software change control is an important concept of software change management that controls the process of introducing changes to the software systems, or mainly by examining the change requests and approving implementation of appropriate requests, and assuring the quality of each of the new version of software configuration before it becomes operational. So here we discuss the first element of the change control process, that is the approval to carry out the proposed changes. Once the software system becomes operational, it is likely that the requests or proposals for changes they begin to flow. The change requests might be related to one or several software configuration items. In order to coordinate the efforts invested and guarantee that the changes follow project or customer priorities, an authorized body must analyze the request at an appropriate level and then make the necessary decisions regarding accepting that change proposal or rejecting it. This process is called impact analysis. Typically, there are several items that may be looked when performing the impact analysis, and I will discuss these items one by one. So these items include expected contribution of the proposed change, that is the impact analysis team need to see that, for example, how beneficial is the change for the operations of the organization. Similarly, urgency of the change, that is how urgent it is to accommodate the change. This is necessary to determine because considering the urgency of the change request, the project manager has to plan and mobilize the resources accordingly, because the development teams may be busy in other tasks. Therefore, having knowledge about the urgency of the change requests helps managers manage the process effectively. Then, effect of the proposed change on project timetables, level of service. Of course, that is straightforward, and that has to be analyzed because there are several other activities that are related to the project that are currently in progress. So those activities, they might be affected if we accept the change request proposal without performing the impact analysis. Then efforts required in making the change operational, and required software quality assurance efforts. For example, what level of testing after incorporating the changes is required has to be determined, because the organization has to make sure the availability of the testing resources accordingly. Then estimated required professional resources and cost of performing the changes, that is also important to analyze and determine before the proposal for change is accepted in the project. Therefore, whatever is the reason, or whoever is the originator of the change request, The impact of the change on the overall system, its architecture, operational benefits and cost, etc., has to be analyzed first by a team of the stakeholders before granting the approval for the change. Here we have a template that might be used for software change request. You can see that this requires some very specific information regarding the change. For example, like the initiator of the change, the date the software configuration request was presented, the character of the change, like what nature is of what nature is the change, like the goals. Similarly, some change details like description of the proposed changes, a list of the software configuration items to be changed, expected effect on other software configuration items. Similarly, change timetable and resource estimates, like timetable for implementation, estimated required professional resources, and like other required resources. So using this template helps the team who is making impact analysis in like analyzing the impact of the requested change on all the resources and the activities of the project. Here we discuss quality assurance activities while performing the changes in the software. Since change is expected in the software system, and in fact changes might be there in one or they might be related to more than one software configuration items. Therefore, quality assurance activities are needed while accommodating the changes. The goal of software quality assurance here, that is in change control, is to assure that the quality of the software of the new software system version, that is after incorporating the changes, does not fall below that of the previous version of the software. So quality assurance efforts here are actually required at two levels, that is quality assurance of each of the changed software configuration items and quality assurance of the entire new software system version that includes changed software configuration items. So in the next slides we will discuss each of these. So the first level is quality assurance of the change software. Quality assurance of the change software configuration items requires preparation of reviews and testing plan at an appropriate level according to the size of the change. It is important to mention that the reviews and testing should be carried out by professional testers and not by the software configuration item developers. The second level is quality assurance of the entire new software system version. After the changes have been incorporated and the changed software configuration items replace the former software configuration items, it is expected that the new version of the software system will function perfectly and certainly better than the older or original version of the software. However, many new versions, especially of complex software systems, actually fail. These systems, these system failures generally occur as a result of damage done to the interfaces between They change software configuration items or specific modules, and the other software configuration items that were left unchanged and were not tested because they were not expected to be affected by the changes performed. Therefore, it is required to test the newly developed version along with the unchanged components to make sure that the system functions perfectly. So that's all about our discussion on change control and related quality assurance activities. And this also concludes our discussion on configuration management. In the next video of this lecture, I will discuss software deployment and related quality assurance activities. Please watch that video. Thank you. The materials in this video are based on our course book titled Software Quality Assurance from Theory to Implementation by Daniel Gallin. For more details, you can consult the book. Thank you.